I'd like to talk a little bit about Tantra and death. Um, we hear a lot about Tantra mostly from sexual point of view, because Tantra deals with taboo subjects or edgy subjects such as death and sex. Yet we don't hear that much about, or as much about Tantra and death. And it's a really key component, and not only death, but the shadow. Um, so what do I want to say about that? Death. Death is an everyday life, everyday part of life. We have designed through society to keep it separate from ourselves, not think about it too much. People who are dying are kept in specific institutions, that kind of thing. But we don't really talk about it much. It's a mostly don't ask, don't tell. And my dear friend Lee Warren, who's an amazing teacher of death and grief, talks about us being in a mostly illiterate grief and death. We're mostly illiterate in grief and death illiterate. And so one of the values of Tantra is the way it supports us in giving us wisdom and access to how to handle death and grief. I remember when I was a kid in Boy Scout camp, and I was really terrified of the dark of the woods. And yet something in me had me go out by myself when everyone else was asleep and go walk in the dark of the woods, looking for, I wasn't sure what. In one sense, I guessed that it was, or felt that it was me wanting to face my fear of what is it that I'm afraid of, what's out there that I'm afraid of, and also a sense of mystery and mysticism that I felt was in the darkness of the woods. And that's generally the way that I've been in my life, and had this curiosity about the dark, whether it's the physical dark or the shadows in our hearts, in our being, in our spirits, in our psychology, our psyche. And mostly we are trained to not look at the dark. We're taught to fear and distrust the dark, to distrust the shadow, and death being a part of that shadow. But here's the thing, when we